Good morning, everybody. I want to show you what I've got today. Look at this. Is that not pretty? Food is pretty to me. Listen, Hannah gave me this, Hannah and Walt, and it is a beef roast that they went in with somebody else and bought a cow, a half a cow. And so what they did is they had the people that sold it to them cut it up. It's a grain fed. They didn't buy this at the grocery store. See there how pretty it is? A big roast. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to cook in the oven. They actually gave me 2 of them. I'm going to save the other one for something else. But anyway, I'm going to cook this in the oven. But first I'm going to sear it on all of its sides. So come on over here with me and let's do that. Okay, what I do is I put mine in a platter to prepare it. I've got a huge black skillet over here on the stove that I'll show you in a minute, and I've got it turned on number 7. I'm going to salt and pepper both sides of my roast, and then sometimes you can sear and not put flour on it. I'm going to put flour on mine. I don't want to put any garlic or anything like that right now. Okay, let's turn that over. Isn't that a pretty platter? All right. Okay. Put a little pepper. All right. I like to kind of rub mine in a little bit. Y'all give it a massage. Wish somebody's here to massage my feet, my poor old feet. All right, here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to get out some flour, and you can use plain or self-rising or whatever you have. I'm using self-rising today because I'm still about out of plain flour. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get me some out in the bowl. And this is self-rising, but you do whichever one you want to. You want to coat all of it really good. Like that. And turn it over. And coat this side too. This is going to help when you make your gravy. We're going to make some gravy. Hopefully. All right. Look like I could just tear that part in two. I think I will. Because it's falling apart and we're going to cut it anyway and slice it. So I'll just cut that in two. I think that'll work better, don't y'all? All right. Let me wash my hands off and we'll get over here and sear this roast. You want to put some flour on all the sides, even the ends of it, okay? Even the ends. And this flour that's left in the platter, we can use that later when we're making our gravy. Whoop, the grease is getting too hot. Ooh, baby, off the eye a minute. Let me rinse my hands off. Okay, it's Sunday morning, but I'm not going to get to show this on Sunday morning, but I'll show it. Sometimes I make my videos, I make them ahead of time. And so, some of them I can do live and some of them I cannot. These are some little green butter beans I'm cooking today for lunch, which I need to move those off a minute so y'all can see, which will be fine. Let's turn our oven on 400, and because we're fixed to pop this in the oven, y'all, I'm going to move my butter beans out of the way so y'all can see, and then I'll put them back on later. Okay? That's going to go with our roast today. All right, here we go. We've got our big old skillet. This is probably a 12-inch or something like that. It's big. And you take your roast that you've floured, and we're going to sear the sides. Now remember, you don't have to have flour on it. You can sear it without it, but I want it on there. So I'm doing it like I want it. And you do yours like you want it. This is some pretty meat, I'm telling you. Now then, I'm going to leave this over here out of the way. Let me rinse my hands off. I'm going to talk to you a second. I'm going to tell y'all, y'all keep asking about my aprons. Here's another new one that I got. It's got my it's got a big heart, and y'all know how you love your grandchildren. And it's got all my grandchildren's names on it. See right there? I can't read them upside down. You're seeing it right, but I'm seeing it wrong. And I also want to tell y'all this. I want you to know that I use Amish farm soap. And there is I just got out of the shower for Sunday. And I washed my hair in that soap, that bar of soap. 5 big bars come in a, let me turn that down. 5 big bars come in a plastic bag. And they're huge bars. And it's all natural. And my people that come to the Cottle House, they say, can you buy the soap here? I said, yes. There's 3 places in Andalusia that sell that soap. And that's what I buy. And y'all are going to love this soap. You can wash your hair in it, your face, everything. It's got bentonite clay in it. And so when you have bentonite clay in something, that's a detox. It's killing germs and everything else on your body. And it's not hard on your skin. It's good on your skin. So I have some people, y'all can read the testimonies on his site, but I have some people that have children that have eczema, and they're swearing that it is really helping their children. So that's a good thing. I've told y'all before, I had eczema when I was a little bitty girl. Mama couldn't find anything to help fix it. And one time they were walking down the streets of Mobile, Alabama, and I was with them. And my face was oozing, and it was in bad shape. Mama said she thought I was going to be really scarred up from it, but I wasn't. And this woman stopped her on the street and told her something to get. It was a salve and a soap, and she got it, and it healed me. Oh my gosh. And they had been taking me to doctors and everything else for a long time. All right, let's see about this thing now. You don't want to just cook it too long, but you want to sear it. This keeps falling out. What's wrong with this thing? Wait a minute. There we go. I'm going to turn it and see if it's brown on one side, and it is. So turn it to the other side. I've got, in my skillet, I've got a little oil. You can put what kind of oil you like. You can use olive oil, vegetable oil, whatever oil you've got. You can use bacon grease if you wanted to. That'd make it taste good when you get ready to make your gravy thing. But anyway, I wanted to tell you about the soap, and I also want to tell you about the aprons. Some of you say, how many aprons do you have, Brenda? Well, I had a lot. Y'all have given me so many, and I'll wear them for a month or two, wash them, and then I give them away. And let me tell you who I've given them to so far, because I don't want you to think that your money has been wasted or your time of mailing them has been wasted to me. I've enjoyed every single apron that you've sent. And so here's what I've done. I don't send them anywhere. I just give them to wherever I happen to be going, okay? So I gave some to Andalusia High School home ec department. We still have a home ec in our school, and boys and girls can go to it and learn to cook. They've got a really big kitchen. It's wonderful. So I took several up there, maybe 25 or 30 of them I took up there for the children to use, and they were so excited. Then I took some to a school in Tuscaloosa because I go there a lot. It's AEC, American Christian Academy, and I gave them about 25 or 30 of them, and they were excited to get theirs, and they have a big home ec department there. And then I took some to the Christian Center down here in town, where people that don't have quite as much money can go shop. Well, I shop there too. Everybody shops there, but what I'm saying is some people can't afford to buy a new apron because some of them are expensive. So they get to get an apron, and they're using their aprons, and I've given them to different people, to different organizations or whatever. And different churches. I've given it to another church in Tuscaloosa, and I've given some to my church in Andalusia. So, and I just gave several to a lady that's fixing to go to Pennsylvania. They're going to do I think it's like a Bible school or something like that. Or it's something that they do for the people in this small town. That's a huge roast, isn't it? Goodness gracious. And they do it for the people in this small town, of like a Bible school thing. And she asked me if she could have some aprons, and I said certainly. So I packed some up real nice and gave them to her. So I don't want you to think for 1 minute that your stuff is not being used, even though you may have not seen me wear yours. I wear it, but a lot of times it's not on the video. It's like I'm going over here to the Cottle House, and I'm cooking over there. I'm doing a talk, and I do it there. So I've used every one of them. I thank you for all that you've done for me. Y'all are so gracious to give, and I just want you to know that your gift, even though I don't keep it forever on these aprons, I do share it with other people. So you'll know. All right, let's get this done right here, and I'll take it off in just a minute and let you see. Okay, y'all, they're brown on all the sides, and so I'm going to take them up and sit them aside for just a minute. I say take them, it's actually one roast. Whew, that was a big cow, wasn't it? They try to do that every year, is to buy a half a cow from somebody. Let it drain, get all your juice off of it. And now we're going to make our gravy. So you've got this grease in the bottom of your pan here. It's real easy. All you're going to do is take your platter that you had that leftover flour in and push it in there as to not waste anything. Okay. That'll help. All right, put that in there. You're going to put the flour according to how much grease you've got. And then we're going to get this little bowl of flour that I had. Put some of that in there. Let's stir it around and see if we need some more. Let me get y'all over here just a tad closer, okay? Okay. Get your spatula. I'm going to get a stiff one today. Stir that around in there like this. So we're going to try to get it a little bit on the brown side. It's kind of soupy-ish, so I think I can add just a little bit more. Not much. You don't want to get too much. You're making a roux. This is a roux that we're making today. This is how you make all kinds of gravy. You have your grease, your flour, and your water or your milk. And with this one, you want water. You don't want milk. I think we can use all of it. Y'all had that little bowl full, and it works for all of it. All right, while that's getting brown, I'm going to get my water, and I'll show y'all how to do that in just a second. Let me get my water. Even though we salted and peppered our meat, when you do your gravy, you want to make sure that you taste it. All right, here we go. Okay, let's put the rest of it in there. I fixed to put this whole thing in the oven. I've got it, remember I've got it set on 400, so it's going to cook in its gravy, and then it'll be ready. And tender is everything. Tender, tender, tender. I need another glass of water. And how do I know that? How do I know that I need another glass of water? Because it's too thick. Look at that. And I know also that it's going to cook down when it's in the oven. Trying to get my whisk out of here. Somebody asked the other day, I heard a man said, do you have a spoon rest? Yes, I do. And you're right, I need to use it. Oh my. All right, so let's do that up real good. See how pretty that is? Didn't take long at all. You can get a cheap cut of roast to go in this, because if you cook it in the oven slow in its gravy, it's gonna be tender. I don't care how tough that thing is. I'm gonna put just a little bit more water because I know that I'm gonna need it in the long run of things. I'm also going to put, before I taste it, for salt, I'm going to put in some dried onion soup mix. And it's got salt in it, so one package. Stir that around. And now I'm going to taste it. I know it's going to need pepper. I know that. Look at that big pile of gravy. Is that not pretty? That's so pretty. It's going to taste so good. Let me get me a spoon. When I finish this, I'm going to have to put my butter beads back on because they're not quite ready. It's salty enough, but I want extra pepper. I like pepper in mine. Y'all see how thick that's getting right now? We're going to need a little bit more water. Do y'all see that? Let me show you. Where's my big spoon? Here it is. Look. See? And remember, it's going to cook for about an hour or so in the oven. On real low. I got it on 400. That isn't high. But I am going to put a little bit more water, and then we're going to put it in the oven. Let me give it some water. So this will be the 4th glass of water that's going in it. Or 3.5 anyway. All right, here we go. That's it. That's all you do. Now we're going to take this roast and gently lay it down in our gravy. Like that. Turn this down, or off. Let me turn it off. I don't need it anymore. take you some gravy and put on top of your roast to make sure it's covered good. And that's it. Now, you can't get any easier than that, y'all. You cannot get any easier than that. Let me rinse my hands off, and we're going to cover it and put it in the oven. And you don't want to cook it forever. You're not going to cook it to death. You know, I think I have a black top that'll fit that. Let me go look. Y'all come with me. I used to have one. I don't know if I still got it or not. I may have put it away. Let me see. Turn on my light where I can see down here. There's a pizza top. Wait a minute. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. I know I have a top somewhere that fits that thing. I need to get organized. I don't know where it is. And I hadn't got time right now to look for it. I'm going to find it. Well, I know I've got it. So right now, I'll just put some foil on top. This is not as wide a foil, but we just have to make it work, won't we, y'all? All right. I hope I can pick this up. It's heavy. Very heavy. I'll put my butter beads back on. I'll put it on this side. Turn everything off. All right, there she goes. We're doing it. So you want to cook this roast an hour, hour and a half, something like that. You want it done, but you don't want it to be dried out. So I don't know how long to tell you to cook it. It's according to how big your roast is, how thick it is, how long you how long you seared it. And if you're wanting to know why we sear things, here's the reason. When you have a piece of meat and you want to save the juice that's in the meat and not let it just dry out, if you sear all the sides of the meat, whether you flour it or not, you can sear it without being floured, then that holds the juices in the meat. So anyway, I probably won't let you see the end result unless I show it on a different video, because it's going to be in there, you know, an hour or so, 2 hours, whatever. And but I just want to say good morning and get you a roast, and it'll go a long way. It'll go a long way. You can feed your family on it. And that gravy will be so good over creamed potatoes or noodles or rice or grits. I love grits with roast gravy on top. George always put his roast gravy on top of his sweet potatoes. He'd want a baker of sweet potatoes. He'd open it up and put roast gravy on top of it. And the way I ate it as a child was this. My eyes too red right there. I put on too much makeup, I reckon. Looked like I've been hit and die. As a child, what we did was this. Mother always had a big old loaf of bread in the thing, and we would put 2 or 3 pieces of bread on our plate and cover it with gravy. Did y'all do that? And we ate that bread and gravy, and it filled us up. We did it. That's what we ate gravy on. So you can eat it on anything, and gravy's so good. I love it. Now, I did have to add a little more oil to my skillet. I didn't put quite enough in there. So since I had to add some more oil to it, I added a little bacon grease in there to it so I could finish frying it up. So you're going to have a bacon flavor and you're going to have a roast flavor in there. All right. I love y'all. Have a great day. Cook your roast. Love ya. Bye-bye.